Right now we're doing lamb Osso Bucco. It's a veal shank. Or sorry, not veal, but a lamb shank. It's the ankle of the lamb. It's a really tough cut of meat. It has a lot of, it's all bone basically. I've marinated it in fresh thyme, chopped garlic, and Dijon mustard. And I let it sit for about 24 hours, so it's been like an entire day. It's been sitting. The next step you're going to do is you're going to throw some flour on it. So I'm going to put them into a bowl here. I've got half a cup of flour. I'm going to use most of it. Basically, you just want to coat it. You're going to sear it in a really hot pan to caramelize the outside. And you might want to wear gloves. I'm definitely a glove fan. And maybe a bigger bowl. So I had a very, very heavy bottom pot. There's a little bit of overkill for just 4, but I'm probably going to do more today, so that's not really overkill for what I need for the day. So basically, I'm going to throw a bunch of oil in here. I know it's not metric or imperial, but a bunch is significant for those who are doing this. So you want enough to cover the bottom, plus a little bit more. This pot actually started off pretty hot to begin with. You can kind of tell because the oil's pretty viscous right now. So I'm going to take my lamb shanks and I'm going to put them in the hot oil. Then I'm going to brown them on all sides, and then I'm going to remove them. And whatever you do, don't throw this leftover flour in the bowl because we're still going to have to use for that. Great juice, Paul. Oh, thank you. So I'm turning these guys over. You can smell right now. You can smell the Dijon mustard. It smells really nice. So we're getting some nice caramelization on there. Step's not really necessary, but it also is necessary. I think it adds an actual depth to the end product. Flavor profile. You could just toss it in an oven with the rest of the ingredients, and it would be really tender. It would be really moist, but I don't think it would have that personality that the actual technique would bring out. You don't want to burn it though. You just want a nice brownness all the way around. And having the Dijon mustard there also helps it kind of brown up a little bit better. The Dijon will also help to thicken the sauce as well as the flour that's on it. Okay, so I got some brown there. Going to take these off and set them to the side. You don't have to be real gentle with them early on in this procedure because they're actually a really, really tough cut of meat at the moment. Now, next step, my oil is still hot. I'm going to take my carrot, celery, and onions and toss it right in there. Then some fresh thyme and some bay leaves. I'm going to throw those right in as well. Take my wooden spoon. Stir it all in. So once these guys start to brown up, I'm going to hit them with some beer, some Pickering's beer. I'm going to use Irish Red today. It's got some of that caramel flavor I find. It's a little sweet. It's not overly hoppy. The hoppy beers will definitely end up making it kind of bitter in the end, so you don't really want that. That'll be a couple seconds. So I'm going to take the rest of this flour that I have, put that right in there. It's going to help to soak up some of that oil, not all of it, and there's a fair amount of fat on the lamb shanks as well. So you're going to have a bunch of fat in there anyway, but this will help thicken up the sauce so you don't have to worry about throwing any more starch into it after that. Flour's starting to brown up in there already, but there are already some bits from when I braised the lamb that were pretty dark. Once again, you don't want to burn it, so yeah, kind of have to keep it on the move as long as the heat's up high. Then I'm going to take my Pepperroon's Best Bitter and going to pour it in. Got about 2 pints here. I have some tomato paste. That's also going to help thicken it. It's also going to add some depth and richness to the flavor and to the color. You don't want to open up a whole can of tomato paste. Ketchup will work. It's one of those dirty little secrets that I'm not ashamed of. So anyway, but we always use tomato paste. So I don't have to resort to the backup of ketchup. Mix that in. You can probably see it's actually a pretty thick liquid right now for beer. It's thickening up, and the more it cooks, the longer it cooks, it's going to get thicker as well. Next step, take a drink of coffee. All right, so I got my stock, got my tomato paste, I've got my mirepoix, I've got my aromatic herbs. And I've got my Pepperroons. I like to use Pepperroons or at least some other kind of craft beer. All the big names, they're kind of just fizzy water. I find it doesn't really have the flavor. It doesn't really lend itself well to actual good cooking. I find, and it's my personal taste. But I know I'm not alone. Okay, so I'm going to take my liquid here. I'm going to add my shanks back into it. Give them a good coating. And if I was at home and this was like a Dutch oven or something, I would wrap this up right now and just throw it in my oven. But since it's such a big pot and there's so few, I'm just going to take all of them out, put it in a smaller, something like a casserole dish. Take all of that. I'm going to pour all this stuff on top of my lamb. Make sure that I scrape out as much as I can. You don't really want to waste any of this. This is good stuff. This is where all your flavor comes from. So now, the last step, the next 4 hours anyway, I'm going to take some saran wrap. I'm going to wrap with saran wrap just so it keeps the liquid inside, so that the vapor doesn't just evaporate away over the several hours it's going to cook. So saran wrap for the moisture, and then I have aluminum foil to help keep the heat. Toss it in the oven. It's been preheated to 350. And as I put this in, I will take out the one that I did earlier, just to show you how it should be in the end. Here we have some very, very tender New Brunswick lamb with New Brunswick beer. I would suggest serving it with a risotto or like a creamy polenta or something like that. Be gentle when you take it. When you take it out of the liquid, you have to be gentle because it's pretty fall aparty. So that's your shank. Now the last part of this procedure, I have some gremolata here. It's fresh Italian parsley. Don't use dried parsley. Don't use curly parsley. You're wasting your taste buds. I've got some lemon zest that I peeled from 2 lemons. I've got like about half a clove of garlic. And that's the end result. Just sprinkle that over top. And you're basically done. That's dinner.